This is the community of the North Fair Oaks area of Redwood City. We know the needs of our community. Through the program that we have, it's called Community Alliance to Revitalize Our Neighborhood, the CARON program. We have officers that work directly with the community. So for instance, for myself, I'm out in the community talking about the classes that we offer. The topic can be drug workshops, anti-gang kind of prevention workshops. There is an issue with gangs, and we want to prevent every child from getting involved in a gang. So what can we do?
Mucha gente de esta comunidad conocemos a Cristina. Entonces la oficial nos ha brindado la confianza de ir a hablar con ella. Cuando hemos necesitado ayuda, ella siempre está ahí.
I always saw the struggles that especially my mom went through, coming here and learning, to speak English and, taking classes and, going through her stages of citizenship. And, a lot of, she had to work maybe 3 jobs, so sometimes I didn't get to see my mom a whole lot.
Mejorar la relación entre la comunidad con la gente y los oficiales.
And helping people, that's my passion. I love to help people, especially young kids. So I want them to be able to have the best opportunities out there. So that's why I decided to get into law enforcement. People from different countries don't have the greatest experience in their own country with law enforcement. So in the beginning, it was hard to get people to talk about the crimes that were happening in the area. They came up with the Community Alliance to Revitalize Our Neighborhood to bring people together as a community, regardless of where they came from or where they were from.
Nos dan la confianza de que nosotros tengamos la confianza de unirnos con ellos, algún problema o algo, hacérselo saber a ellos y ellos nos hacen a nosotros saber de qué forma podemos nosotros participar para ayudarlos a ellos.
We spend half of our time talking with kids and probably the other half talking to parents.
Sitting down and just talking to them and having coffee with them, or just listening to what their stories are, or just asking them how their day is going, kind of opened up the doors little by little for me. I feel like I'm a part of their community. They embrace me.
Gracias a ustedes.
Recently we had an experience in Pescadero, which is a very small town, kind of the 1950s nostalgia kind of feel to it. There's a lot of farms out there, and then so a lot of the people, the immigrants that are out there, work on the farms with their families and live there. They are scared that the law enforcement, that the sheriff's office is going to turn them into the INS or the immigration. And really our focus is to be out there to help them and to educate them. It took us a while to bring services to that community, about 6 months. In the beginning it was difficult. We had to change kind of our approach. So the deputy sheriffs that attended the academy came in plain clothes. So people could actually get to know them as just human beings, and not necessarily as somebody there to enforce the law. Because we're not only there to enforce the law, we're there to help people and work within the community and help the community as well. When we first started, we only had 7 people signed up. So by the end, we just had a graduation recently, and we had over 35 people graduate, and it was an awesome experience. So.
Yo estoy muy agradecida personalmente, porque la verdad que me ha abierto más puertas, más posibilidades, más conocimiento de, que me pueden ayudar en mi vida personal.
Little by little, so listening to people, giving them your time, showing them that you're concerned and giving them resources to help them, that opens the doors to help the community. They're our community. They live and work and contribute to our community. And they're our eyes and ears. So when we're not there, they know what's going on, they see what's going on. And in order for us to work together, they have to learn to trust us. Lydia Hernandez came to the United States over 10 years ago from Mexico, and she came with her children. And she, when she first came, she hadn't had a good relationship with law enforcement in her native country. So she had her children actually at a school in Redwood City, and so she started going to the classes. So she started going to, she went to a community dialogue. We talk about what the concerns are in the neighborhood and what the problems are and how we can, work together to try to solve those problems or make the community better. And then, she started going to the prevention workshops.
So, yo al empezar a vivir aquí empecé a saber de las pandillas, de los grupitos, y yo quería saber más de eso. Y quería saber si mi hijo andaba con ellos, si se juntaba con ellos, qué pasaba si él llegaba a estar con ellos, el porqué de los muchachos que andan en bandas. Entonces yo fui a tomar estas clases que ofrecen y ahí aprendí que la mayoría de los muchachos andan en eso porque los padres no les damos la atención que ellos necesitan.
I was involved in gangs when I was at a young age. I ended up spending over 20 years in prison because I was part of the gang and selling drugs, and you name it, I was doing it. I didn't have a mother, I didn't have a father, and so I looked to the streets to be a part of something, to be accepted, and I ended up getting caught up in the gangs. And I spent over 20 years in and out of prison.
So vulnerable to all the negative around us, where we got to make sure we get them at this age and continue to feed them good information so that we keep them off those negative stuff surrounding us.
Si vemos que nuestros hijos se acercan sin miedo a ellos, uno también se acerca y hemos entendido que ellos están ahí para ayudarnos y nos ayudan.
So Lydia became more active. She became more confident. She became more active within the community. Lydia has made great strides. She's put herself through school. She has worked with children in the schools. And recently, she's actually because she's such a leader, she's become an outreach worker, a community outreach worker for the CARON program. And she gives back to the communities. I see a bright star in her.
Esta Lidia es 100% diferente a la otra Lidia.